Okay, we're getting ready to move to the front cockpit area, but I wanted to show you something real quick. I did make, on the back here, if you look at some of your scale documentation, you'll see a secondary ring that goes on the back here. It had lightning holes in it. I went ahead and made a part. You can see it comes all the way around here. I have not installed it on here, but you can cut this out and take a 1/4-inch drill and clean all these holes out here. And also there's two more little small plates. They were on the inside. Anyway, those parts will be included on the cockpit kit. You can cut those out and install those to your leisure. Okay, now we're moving to the front. The front cockpit is installed exactly like I have on the ones in the past. I have a one-piece cockpit deck. It comes plain, pretty much like the rear one. It's just plain. It's got places here that allow the former inside the fuselage to go into. But what I have done is, there were two throttle bodies or two throttle controls. I have both of those included in resin. There's two squares that those. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to be a little higher. There's two. They're both included. There'll be enough pins and aluminum tube for you to put those in place. There was a attaché case there. There's two small. It didn't have real big panels on in the cockpit, but there's a small one that goes on the left-hand side that has the flap control, and there's one that goes on the right-hand side. You can see here the smaller. Like I said, I don't know if that was supposed to be the life raft or what. On the side here, and also one small control panel. Anyway, you do this the same way. It comes out flat. You just bend it along the edges here and crimp it, and then it makes a square. Then you have to come in here, and like I said, you trial fit everything. You can see where I have just cleared this out, where the side will go all the way in, front and back. See that one on the other side. Now you have to clear this out right here. This goes forward on past up here, so you have to clear this out so it clears the side of the fuselage here. So this one's pretty much done. I've already got it painted. You can go back in there and take servo wire and add your wires coming off here. There's a lot more to be done to this if you want. I'm trying to make these cheaply, as not so they'll be as cheap as possible for people to buy, and give somebody a good middle of the road cockpit kit, and you can add a lot more stuff to it if you want. But anyway, this one installs just like the other one. It comes up through the bottom, and it just locks into place. What we'd end up doing is coming here and gluing that in place. That locks in. That piece is ready to go. The pilot seat, you can see here, you just clean it off all the way around. It's got the top curvature for you. Right there's the cockpit seat. It sits right down on that pedestal that you saw that was still white. It sits right down on there. The dash. Alright, what I've done for the dash is I've tried, because this one has a really unique, because you had the guns come in here and had to sit on the sides. So I tried to make this where all one piece, and this is what I came up with. When you cut it, you need to leave as much of this as you can around the sides. Alright, the only thing we're going to remove is the back flashing here, and cut it and leave as much as the sides you can. Come here, and we're going to remove this piece across the bottom. You can see where it's flat. You're going to take that whole rounded piece off. And then we're going to remove this piece marked here. It's a real fine line right under these instruments. You'll cut this out. That's where it gives access for his feet to go forward. Okay, that we're going to remove that. Then I painted the whole thing a flat black, and then come back and painted the corners here like the sides of the fuselage. You can see there's the finished product. What you do need to do, at a minimum, because ABS, if it's unsupported, after a while it will distort a little bit. I just came in here and took a scrap piece of balsa, cut out, and glued this in place. This keeps this nice and straight. If you're going to glue your guns down, you might want to take and put a small square of balsa here and on here. That'll allow, give some support, or actually it'd be best probably run a piece all the way across. That would give you support both ways. Once this is installed, you can come in at an angle and slide this in and rotate it in position. You have to kind of bend it just a tad to get it in place, but it will come into position. It'll lock up. Let me pull this back out and show you. It will come in here. You can see the sides where it comes up. This will come in and lock into place. Well, it just slides into place. It'll come in and it'll pull up and lock into place. All right. There's also a small control panel that's obvious if you look in the model on the real one, that goes on the side here. I cut it. I actually left just a tad of flashing so it's a nice tight fit between the sides and in here. And once glued in place, you can't see it. But anyway, on the little control panel, before you start it, if you'll look down the side, I haven't painted anything. There's a bunch of little indentions on it. That's for the switches. If you'll look down the side, you'll see a bunch. And if you drill each one of those out, there should be 6 on each line with a 3/64 inch drill. And then you do like I did in the past, is take, they'll be included, some toothpicks, paint the end of them silver, and you can see where I've got all those pushed through to the same distance on the other side to give the illusion of toggle switches. Anyway, so you need to go ahead and put this in place, slide the dash in place. It'll come in, and this piece will sit right up against here. All right. It should be almost flush with this. All right. Once that's in place, there's also a cover here. All right. Once this is in place, there's the I guess it's like this anti-glare cover or whatever. It comes in here and it's glued in place. You know, I've seen several different pictures of different ones. This was a little different on each one. I just settled with this. You can actually paint this green across the back and let it go forward and leave this black across front. That's a little anti-glare. But anyway, that glues right on top there. Let me see what else I need to show you how to do real quick, and then I'll continue on with this.